Hey guys, what's up? I'm Sriniket and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for a moment, I want you guys to think about the original Duke 200. Now most of you guys will remember it as the most common KTM bike on the Indian streets. But what the Duke 200 actually is a bike which set foot in the Indian market to be the first KTM and has established the KTM brand strongly in the Indian market. And now in 2020, KTM has heavily revised their first bike. And here it is, the BS6 KTM Duke 200. Let's get started. So what all is new on the BS6 200? I'll just look at it, man. It now borrows all the bodywork from its elder sibling, which is the Duke 250. So now it gets the tank, which is also bigger than the previous gen Duke 200. So the first gen Duke 200 used to have a 9.5 liter fuel tank, which was not sufficient for touring. But now it gets a 13.5 liter fuel tank, which is a substantial increase, especially in this category. Other than that, it gets the chassis, which is this split trellis frame. It gets it again from its elder sibling, which is the Duke 390 and the Duke 250. So now the rear subframe is slightly different. It's actually detachable now, because of which the seat height has gone up. So now the seat height is 830 millimeters compared to the BS4 Duke 200, which has the seat height of 818 millimeters. So the riders of height below 5'6" or 7 will have slight problems getting their foot down on the ground. Other than that, it gets dual channel ABS as standard now, just like its fully fed sibling, which is the RC200. Due to the addition of all of these new components, the weight of the bike has now gone up around 9 kilograms, which is a substantial amount, but that is also due to the additional catalytic converter and the additional exhaust components on the bike. Now previously, till the BS4 version of the Duke 200, the exhaust header went around the engine block and then into the underbelly exhaust. But now, due to the additional catalytic converter, the exhaust header now goes below the engine where the additional converter is present and then gets into the underbelly exhaust. Has that changed the exhaust note of the bike? Let's find out. Now, due to different tuning on multiple bikes for the BS6 compliance, most of its competition has lost at least some amount of power and torque. But the best news on the Duke 200 is of course the engine. Why? Because the power and torque output of this 200cc mill is exactly the same as the previous generation. So it still produces the 25 PS of peak power and 19.3 Newton meters of peak torque. The power delivery on this one is absolutely manic and is very enjoyable on the streets and some spirited riding on the twisties. But has the tuning to make it BS6 compliant changed the character of this bike? There's only one way to find out. So this is it, guys, the BS6 Duke 200. So once you start it, you'll notice that it's got a bit quieter than before. But the vibes are still there. I can feel the vibes on the tank as well as on the seat. It's got really quiet now. Not as loud as before. So let's test the turning radius of this one. Now, unfortunately, this is a delivery bike, so I can't take it out on the road for a longer test ride. But I can ride it inside this parking lot. Okay, let's pull it a bit. Yes, that manic character is still present. It still pulls hard in the mid and top end. The bottom end is rideable. but the main fun is of course in the top end and the mid range. Again, the turning radius is decent. The first gear rideability is actually impressive. Vibes are still present though, because I can feel a slight buzz on the handlebar now, which was not present at low speeds. Sometimes the gear position indicator just hangs a bit, and I'm in neutral now. That was not intentional. Whoa, it's still really fast. So the brakes, let's test out the brakes now. Because of the dual channel ABS, I know that I'm not gonna fall from this one, so that's a good addition. The braking is decent, but the front disc lacks a little bit in the ultimate fighting power. The tires are the same, I guess. The MRF revs. Again, the brakes, good one. So for the verdict, from this short ride, I can tell you whatever KTM has done to update this bike is a really good update, and it's a welcoming change actually. So for the verdict, the all new Duke 200, not all new but the updated Duke 200 is really good to ride and still retains that manic character which the previous Duke 200 was famous for. So that's pretty much it. That was a quick review of the Duke 200 from my side. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get it out for a longer test ride, but yeah, this was sufficient. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And also special thanks to KTM Aurangabad for letting me test ride this Duke 200 BS6. Goodbye.